It's March 10th, 2022. I put Band-Aids on my chin this morning just to see if non-air exposure will whatever. So on CBS this morning, they have a mention about MLB, the Major League Baseball, and their lockouts now. They say how the business in certain areas, they only claim 2 stadiums where they rely on spring training and whatnot. These are these really obnoxious communities that agreed somehow to this sports package that where they got brand new houses and they got some kind of tie-in. I didn't get that in New York, but they did get that elsewhere in underdeveloped areas. So there was, I suppose, a team for whatever. Not quite sure the inner workings of it, but the logistics are absolutely rotten and filthy. And now they're like spoiled children, angry that they're not going to have the revenue. So now I want to know, but I don't know where to go for the answer. There's 2 teams inside New York. There's the Mets and the Yankees. Who are they employing since I've been, not that I've been unemployable, just I haven't been employed by any of the sports arenas, but I've been available since a child. And I just love the argument with them because who have you been employing? Why are you employing anything but rock, paper, and scissors inside the states when they need employment opportunity first before you bother with the travel agency and the humanitarian crisis caused by other problems elsewhere that shouldn't be our interior problem? So now this is what it looks like for the spoiled, and I have no idea why they're so angry, nor do I care, because they've been enjoying something that is part of the very real major problem with America at the moment, being North America. And nobody seems to know how the inner workings actually work so that they can explain it to the victims of didn't participate, but there's a whole lot of aiding and abetting terrorists and investing in terrorist networks and building these gigantic scale like hotels and casinos and then allowing some kind of voucher program. So now there's room on your lands, and now there's also some travel going on, and now there's some in New York, like Embassy Suites is now taking vouchers from other countrymen that of migrants that don't belong here and letting them stay in hotels. I mean, what?
Major League Baseball season has been pushed back until at least April 14th.
I swear to God, it's like between the really disgusting focus group idiots that are no help whatsoever, and then the college educated frat boys of no discipline whatsoever, it's become a real shit show.
14th. When negotiations stalled over the new collective bargaining agreement, the baseball commissioner canceled another 93 games yesterday. And communities that rely on spring training tourism, a billion-dollar business, have empty stadiums and are getting hit hard. Chris Van Cleve is outside Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Chris, I guess we're not singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" anytime soon.
No, there's no singing at all. In fact, the Rangers had hoped to start their season here in less than a month, and
now it says Rangers, and then it says Globe Light Field in white and green. Wonder what that might mean with the mention of Rangers. And this one's in Arlington, Texas. Now, is that where I have a hockey team in New York called the Rangers, but they seem to have different Rangers somewhere else. I just don't know where in the grand schematic, that word in the construct of things, where that gets built.
We're really hoping for just a sense of normalcy, a spring training without capacity restrictions, without mask mandates, and local businesses were hoping for a much-needed boost. Now, all of that is on hold, but this time it is not the pandemic that's threatening to keep the boys of summer benched. The stands at Ed Smith Field in Sarasota will be empty once again today. The spring training home of the Baltimore Orioles should be buzzing with excited fans soaking up the Florida sun. And 45 minutes south, the world champion Braves are also yet to take the field at their spring training home in Venice, Florida.
We definitely are looking forward to watching the Braves.
Whoa, that does not look like rock, paper, scissors, but has been enjoying this sport. I've completely been left out of. There's no, love lost with me if the whole sport goes away, because I've never been taught why it's so important. It has absolutely no function, because there's no function in New York. Baseball, football, there's not a sports team that has function or serves a purpose in New York. All they've been doing is being a front, Playboy club, the most disgusting millionaires club, for distraction and enjoying the hell out of their own lives while the commoners go to shit. And nobody seems to be cleaning up the problem. They seem to be distracted by, if we participate, can we stay? No. And no, you can't bring, half of whatever you have somewhere else here because it's a better place. It's just where did, the 19 whatevers, Leave It to Beaver Dad go with June Cleaver and, the two kids, the nice house, and a nice, quiet neighborhood go? It doesn't exist in New York City. It doesn't exist on Long Island at the moment. Long Island was a little better, but closer to the city, it's a hellhole.
Instead, we found these fans outside the locked gates.
And there's brainwashed people, little robots, telling the story all wrong of why they need to keep baseball and whatever. And I'm if it was in a neat and tidy rock, paper, scissors format and border patrol and control was not an issue, I would totally agree with you. It's a pastime. It's a tradition. It's supposed to be the backbone and savior and funding option for the people of North America. It's supposed to be all these wonderful things on paper and painted canvas. And then you go there, you open your eyes, you're like, this is how they live? Where did all these people come from? Nobody knows. What nationality? Nobody knows. How do they all live so cramped in? Nobody knows. But baseball's just sitting there quiet. Football's just sitting there quiet. As long as they get to play their games and they have other teams participating, it's it's a real shit show.
Of Cool Today Park on what should have been their first time at a spring training game.
Well, it was disappointing because it's my day off, it's my son's day off, and we wanted to come and see a game, but it looks like the politics got the best of us here.
Spring training is big business. The Florida Grapefruit League draws around 1.5 million fans, generating...
What the hell's a grapefruit league? Wait, I get it. Okay, so somebody groups up in grapefruit, and that means something to somebody somewhere. But for the average couch potato, I have no idea what that is. No idea what this entire industry when they speak at sportscasters, it's like, I mean, it sounds like it's English. It just doesn't pattern in a way that I cognitively connect with for some semblance of unity under the flag that they pledge to in every game and for the purpose that they were originally built for. It is such a bizarre phenomenon, these humans.
Rating nearly $700 million. In Arizona, the Cactus League rakes in about 640.
Again, a Cactus League. Oh, wait, here we are. Arizona State University, aiding, abetting, and now educating future terrorists and networks in America. Right, yeah, I see where they've been going the last 43 years, wasting my entire time here.
44 million from 1.8 million fans, more than half from out of state.
It's very frustrating for the business community.
Heather Caston is the president and CEO of the Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce. She says spring training is worth about $63 million to local businesses, and the Orioles generate roughly 500 seasonal jobs.
It's the people who are working at the stadium who maybe this is their second or third job. The people who support all of the services that go along with spring training.
What services? What services go along with spring training? Like, they make these little itty-bitty, like, morsel statements. They throw them out into the universe, and then they expect, like, they're pitching intel, and you expect couch potato to catch on. No, I don't. What service is located with baseball? Nobody knows, because nobody speaks about what to fight for, what to voice. My type of person's been silenced her entire life. She has a little bit more working knowledge because she's invested time in baseball, and a door's been opened for her that she was allowed to walk through that door. I'm in a very polluted area where they secretly get their foot in the door and then they shut the door and then they make a whole lot of phone calls and they only open the door to have their person, and they've like infiltrated. I mean, it's just disgusting. I live in New York. It's a whole different animal.
They're the folks that are going to be impacted.
Also impacted, Mike Quillen's Gecko's Grill and Pub restaurants.
It's kind of the gravy on top of everything that we really look forward to it every year.
It's certainly not been the best time to be in the restaurant business. A little extra sounds pretty good right now.
A little extra sounds great. It's been a challenging 2 years.
Major League Baseball says if there is a season, it wants 4 weeks of spring training. But that can't happen until there's a deal with the players, putting a nearly $11 billion...
What's spring training mean? Like, is that where they just go there and they throw a ball around and practice? I mean, is there any, like, significance to spring training? Nobody knows. They don't teach it in the local schools. They're functioning inside North America, but secretly. They don't teach it in public school. The university kids know. They seem to be a big part of it because there was some whatever. But the public kids schools, like the regular commoners, they have no fucking clue.
$1 billion business at risk. Baseball's last labor breakdown led to the cancellation of the 1994 World Series. Attendance didn't fully recover.
World Series. What's the significance there? Not a baseball fan. Never spoken baseball before. I know it's like the people who are involved in domestic terrorism and funding it and then breaking North America. Like, they get, like, really into the games. But, like, what is the purpose of it? I have no idea.
For more than a decade.
Is there a risk to baseball that the millionaires negotiating with billionaires alienates the fans?
Yes, of course it does. And especially when you negotiate in the public and you remind every...
Right, see, there's the fan level, and then there's the public. I'd be the public at this point. I'm not even a fan. I'm not a fan of baseball. my son Alexander is. But I don't play it. I wasn't invited to play it. I never was taught why they should be significant in the world. I really don't see a purpose for it. In fact, I see all of the negatives it's brought into New York rather than the opposite.
Everybody each day how much money y'all make. It alienates the casual fan, and that's where the damage gets done. That's why they have to do this deal now, and they know it.
Jim Bowman, who you just heard from there, was the general manager of the Cincinnati Reds back in 1994. He says the biggest difference between now and then, casual fans have a lot of entertainment options, many of them right here on their phone. So baseball could be singing the blues, Nate, for years to come.
See what you did there, Chris. Thank you so much. All right, we might not have baseball, but we have somebody that knocks it out of the park every time. And that's Vlad Dutier. He has the stories that you will be talking about today. But first...
Now, interestingly enough, right before this little segment or segue, there was a commercial about a Javits Center travel show, which I've never even seen advertised before. But they have like an expose of all these countries that are coming in, almost like an Epcot in Florida, but they're not permanent, and they're coming in and they have booths to try to encourage tourism to for you to learn about their culture, like on a very band-aid surface level, just so, again, dollars get funded and shuttled to domestic terrorists elsewhere in this disgusting cycle. And so they have that right before they went into the baseball.
Tonight, Stephen gives Daniel Craig the Colbert Questionnaire, plus former ambassador to Ukraine Marie Yovanovitch. New Colbert, tonight on CBS.
Your return to travel star.
See, it says New York Travel Adventure Show. You know, there used to be a saying, why would you want potential threats to your national security to know where you live and how amazing your world is? Humans. Because for some reason in this modern stupidity that everybody has been floating in colostomy, they seem to think it's okay to have, like, build things, invite terrorists from everywhere over, let them fight over some business portion or piece, and then, like, encourage more travel, education, and more horror and terror.
Starts at the New York Travel and Adventure Show. Discover thousands of vacation options that are open for travel now. Plus, meet the experts who are on hand to plan your itinerary and walk you through changing protocols. Book your trip and save money with show-only deals and specials. Plus, you'll have access to dozens of...
You know what happened? Opening this travel meant that North America has no traditions and no culture. It allowed things I wouldn't eat, things I wouldn't even go visit, things that I don't want to see or know about, words that don't mean anything to me. It let them come here, gave them a piece of some kind of timeshare where they settled in, and then whatever culture or opportunity could have been wherever my ancestors were from was wiped out for this new sports book that I wasn't even brought into or made a part of or made aware of. And that's not like the kind of culture and history and it's so shallow and it's disgusting.
Informational seminars and workshops designed to help you travel like a pro, all with one ticket. 2 days only, March 19th and 20th at the Javits Convention Center. Buy discounted tickets now at travelshows.com. That's travelshows.com.
And then it goes right into sports. Again, somebody said once somewhere there was a purpose for it, but the problem is that the sports and the higher level education are rewriting without permission the curriculum, and they're telling and they're promoting all this false narrative in order to encourage this domestic terrorism and this diversity without adversity via university teachings. And it's horrific. I don't know who allowed it, but I'm feeling the pressure of years of it accumulating. It doesn't feel right. And there's no place for me any longer. They've completely written rock, paper, and scissors ancestors and children off of the landscape. And they've invited in all this dangerous alternative. And there's a whole lot of pieces that are mixed into this. I also heard yesterday, oh, this is the best, Tiger Woods got into the Hall of Fame, whatever the hell that means, for couch potato. I mean, talk about the absurd. Rewarding the problems in the world. Here's the piece on Tiger Woods.
I'm ready. Actually, the music is for Tiger Woods. We're going to start with Tiger Woods getting very emotional. Of course, the winner of 15 major championships was beaming as he was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame last night in Florida.
Now, listen to his speech from the most absurdly... There's not enough bullets in Putin's arsenal to take care of this problem in armory. He says that about drive and if you don't go for your dream, really because somebody opened the door for you to walk through it. And when they open the door for you in North America, they close the door on me. So that's a real problem. And then the way that he promotes himself is even more problematic.
His 14-year-old daughter, Sam, presented the award with a touching tribute to the man she called a fighter. Woods got very teary-eyed. He thanked his parents for everything they gave up to help him become one of the greatest players the game has ever known.
Without the sacrifices of Mom, who took me home to the teacher golf tournaments.
My parents were not built like his parents. His parents were built with some kind of fight in them, already knew who to go up against and push their kid through the door and hold the door closed for me. My parents were totally oblivious.
Dad, who's not here, but who instilled in me this work ethic to fight for what I believe in, chase after my dreams. You don't go out and put in the effort. One, you're not going to get the results. But two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
Very emotional. Powerful words. Powerful. Tom Brady was there, Serena Williams, Michael.
You know, when you start a career on stolen opportunity, you didn't deserve it either. And there's a commercial now with James Patterson and Dolly Parton.
And have a much better day overall. 49, feeling fine with a pretty mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. So seasonal and then some. Look at the numbers for Friday. 52, that's a real blessing. Take advantage of it. Saturday is going to be challenging. It's a first alert weather day. Rain changing to snow, followed by gusty and very cold winds.
Beloved music icon James Patterson.
And I am the world's best-selling novelist, Dolly Parton.
Wait, that's not right.
Oh, let's just keep going.
We're the authors of the novel Run, Rose, Run. Run, Rose, Run
is about a young singer-songwriter on the rise and on the run.
Run, Rose, Run is also the name of the new Dolly Parton album.
I figured it would be cool if the songs in the book were actual songs. You're gonna like Run, Rose, Run.
Life doesn't...
Now, this is another sector of problematic children that don't want to give up their toys because they're all spoiled, but they're the ones that really, if they can just do gaming with video games and stay within that context, it's the ones that take the technology and then make it into some dangerous chemistry experiment. But here, the executive director's like, where's Regina? Not Gina, Gina, but Regina. And then all of a sudden some woman says, oh, I'm LaDonna, Ladonna. You mean you're the woman? Because that's what you're saying in French. And no, you're not. You're in a dangerous position in the world, but you didn't earn that either, and I don't understand why people are letting you function there.
Wow, we're crunching tons of polygons here.
What's going on? Where's Regina?
Hi, I'm LaDonna. I invest in Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives me access to NASDAQ 100 innovations like real-time CGI.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, I got it.
Become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and more in the prospectus at Invesco.com.
Right, again, who's investing in this QQQ and this, for whatever that means in other places, and who is this investing in this other voice that's a problem? In where there's very clear anchor and expectations between a rock wall, some paper, the profile's very, very clear, and they call it very clearly something with a flag. I'm just not sure why some of the voices are using just that one system and not appropriating their permission or where they're going to be stuck to for whatever and whatever. In like a strategic partner kind of a way. I don't understand why a U.S. ambassador wouldn't have the home nation that she belongs to on the label, because the rock, paper, scissors wall system, you can't just have one flag. The rock and the papers don't match the voice that's using that platform as an ambassador and who's going out in the world and professing nobody knows what, because it holds quiet security meetings that the rest of us aren't allowed into or don't know how to gain access to, in order to speak on our own behalf. So that gets really confusing, humans. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.